From my perspective, the power of communications has never been more evident in the world we work in today, both from a societal, a social, and obviously a business perspective. Our children are leading movements of change against gun control. Communications has put topics like sexual harassment and violence in the workplace center stage after years of silence. Social networks that have bound so many people together, billions of people across the world, we're now looking at them with a whole new light in terms of, really getting to understand the power of big data and the potential of misuse of those social platforms. And of course, the news cycle seemingly hangs on the very issue of another tweet. Has anybody looked at Twitter this morning? So news media sources are dwindling, and as a result of that, we're becoming more polarized in our thinking. The concern is that the marketplace of ideas is replaced by echo chambers across the world. We're validating our own beliefs as opposed to really understanding or seeking to understand other people's point of view. And I think this mindset is leading to a lack of trust in public institutions, and a degree of social intolerance across the world. So the job of communications, therefore, is a matter of global public service. And as communicators, we're at the center of helping businesses, the center of helping them through these complex times. We have a role as the strategic advisor and to leadership, to the CEO, to the executive C-suite, in order to ensure that we understand the perspective of their key stakeholders and that we're reflecting that perspective back to the C-suite. In essence, we have the role to drive the conscience into business. We're in a position to build authenticity, trust, and transparency in a climate that's increasingly demanding a conscious capitalism. And to borrow a phrase, if not us, then who? And if not now, then when? So, against this backdrop, the Board of Trustees sometime late last year decided to take a fresh look at how Page is positioned, the role we play in the industry, and look at the brand in terms of how we will evolve in the future. And it was around this time that I was elected as the chair of the society. And one of the things I wanted to do in determining how I can have impact in this role was really to listen to members of Page, to really understand and get perspective of the value that we bring as a society, but also the value that we can evolve to and bring in the future. So what I want to talk about this morning and what I want to present is not something that I'm telling you, but more of a reflection of what you've told me during that listening exercise. I was fortunate to be supported by my team at Text 100, who undertook a series of workshops. We undertook a survey, and we also did a huge amount of one-on-one meetings, not just here in North America, but across the world, to get a perspective of how you see Page evolving. And what we heard was that the demands are shifting, and we have the opportunity to make a much bigger impact in the world. And the role of communications, on the one hand, I think the speed of change and everything that's happening in this 24/7 news cycle means that, as communicators, we have to do everything we possibly can to keep our head above water. But on the other hand, the power of communications to shape the world is something that we heard back over and over again. And your desire to put that capability to work for your organizations. But from my perspective, that kind of effort takes courage. And so it seems only fitting that there is a place where we can create a community of communicators where we can summons that courage. Page is that place. Page is a place where we can come together. Page is a place that we're reminded of the principles that guide us through these turbulent times. Page is a place that we can learn from each other. And Page is a place that we can gain inspiration to do even more. Page is a place that challenges our thinking and empowers us to be more effective leaders. Page is a place where we're reminded of the impact we can have individually within our own organizations, but collectively we can have on the industry. Page is a place where we can elevate our profession. So living up to this, then, Page needs to evolve as well. We need to move with the times and reflect the changing world around us. We must become more global, more diverse, and more inclusive. And I know that over the last 10 years, we've made tremendous progress in all of these areas, but there is so much more that we need to do. So as we set out to continue the evolution, the Page brand itself must evolve as well. So over the last few months of listening and having conversations with people, it's led us to a place where we are redefining and refreshing the brand of Page for this new era. So I'm pleased at this meeting to give you a sneak preview of both how we will position the brand moving forward and give you a sense of the new identity and what it will look like. We have a short video. I hope you like it. I must say I really, really do like it. It feels elegant, it feels fresh, it feels new, and it feels modern. So next steps with regard to the evolution of the rollout of the brand is very much, first of all, you'll see it as we redo the website, and you'll start to see it in the materials we distribute. That being said, Page being Page and living by our principles, the Page brand will be more manifested in the way we act and the things we do than necessarily in a logo and a brand identity. But most importantly, what you will see is that we will seek to become a more global, diverse, and inclusive membership body as a result. You'll see it in our thought leadership as much in what we say and how we act and what we do in terms of presentation. John Iwata is going to present to you our thinking this afternoon on the future of our thought leadership. But it will always also be manifested in the programs we offer, specifically the Page Learning Lab, which is a new interactive learning experience for all of you and for the members of your team as well. So fundamentally, you all aspire to do more, and so Page too must aspire to do even more. The communications industry has never been more relevant and more necessary. We have a responsibility to create connections, to have the conversations that lead to understanding. We need to lead the way in challenging tired perceptions and embracing different points of view. We have an ability to bring people together to problem solve, to affect change at a global scale, and we can become a unifying force in a digitally connected world. Page is the place. We unite the world's best communicators to transform business for the better. Our responsibility has never been bigger, and the world has never needed us more. Thank you.